Flosstube. I'm Kayla, the Hufflepuff Stitcher, and welcome to my channel. Looks like today we are joined by Zelda over here. Luna's back here sleeping on her favorite pillow. And the mail person has already come for the day, so hopefully they will not be barking. But I also have the window wide open, and they may see a dog walking by. So this is your warning ahead of time. All right, so I am back from my vacation in Texas. We had an absolute blast, and we did manage to break both of the laws that we were planning on breaking. So I will insert the pictures here. The first law that we broke is that it is illegal to take more than 3 sips of beer at a time while standing, so I took 4. The other law that we broke is that in Austin, Texas specifically, it is illegal to carry wire cutters in your pocket. So we carried wire cutters in our pockets. Totally rebellious, I know. So I'm sure we are now clearly wanted in the state of Texas. We are wanted criminals. As far as my cross-stitching goes, so I've got a lot to show you guys. There were 2 weeks worth of assignments, plus there was a little pop-up thing that happened. It was a full moon event in the group. So, stop. Okay. So I'm going to show it by project rather than by specific assignment. And I'm just going to kind of tell you what ones I used for it. So the first one that I'm going to show you is my Pumpkinville Sal, which here's where I was last time. And this is how far I got on it. I worked on this April block here for the Friend versus Friend week. I did 500 stitches for that. It was one of the projects that was calling to me. I also did 100 stitches each for the Hogshead Pub, Honeyduke's Sweet Shop, Madame Puttyfoot's Tea Shop, and the 3 Broomsticks, because they're all places where you can get food and drinks. So that would be a total of another 400 stitches there. And those are the assignments I did for this particular one. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this block done in time for the May release. The next part of the pattern comes out on the 1st of each month, but I am certainly going to try. I will be working on it this week, which I will get to in my plans. So I was able to finish the Friend versus Friend assignment like the night before we flew out. I stayed up until about 10:30, which doesn't sound that late, but we had to get up really early because the airport that we were flying out of is over in Detroit, which is across the state from where we are. So we had a bit of a drive, plus we had to drop off the dogs at the mother-in-law's house. So it seemed like a late night, but I got it finished. The next one that I worked on, I did some work on Gigi, which here's where it was last time. And this is how far I got on her. So for this one, I did 100 stitches each for Dervish and Bang's wizarding equipment, because she is holding a broom. Not that you can really tell it's necessarily a broom yet, but when I'm done, you'll be able to. And then the other shop I did was Gladrag's Wizard Wear, because she is wearing a very fabulous dress. And then I also used this for my 30 dark threads for that pop-up assignment for the full moon event. So I added another 30 or so down there. And I was really happy that one was a small assignment. They realized that the full moon happened to fall on Easter weekend, so they were pretty nice to us this time in terms of the requirements that we had. There we go, get that back in there. The next one that I did was my giant Harry Potter. This one got to come out. And actually, this reminds me here, Dark Side Bags by Jen, which is where I've gotten my project bags. Last week I had mentioned that she was Dark Side of the Pumpkin on Instagram. About a day after I filmed, she updated her Instagram name to Dark Side Bags, which actually makes it really easy because she is Dark Side Bags by Jen. So her Instagram name is updated. If you're trying to find her, she is just under Dark Side Bags. Anyways, so my giant Harry Potter project, working on my Clouds Factory Harry Potter there. This is where it was last week. And that open here, this is how far I got. So over here, I added the little rat there, this gold something majigger, shiny, it's metallic thread, and then the footprints. And then I also added on to my blue swirly over here. And the assignments that I did for this one were 100 stitches each for the Hogsmeade Station, the railway station, and the Shrieking Shack. Being an overachiever, even though we didn't come home from our vacation until midweek or so, I still had to do the option this week that had the 10 stores to visit. I just had to. I couldn't pass that up. And let's see, the next one, sorry, I do have a list here to help keep it all straight with what I did for what, so that's why I keep looking down. This one I did my hedgehogs, added some more to this. So here's where it was last time, and here is how far I got. So for this one, I did 100 stitches for Shiv and Shaft's Quill Shop because hedgehogs are covered in quills. And then I also did this for the pop-up assignment of 30 stitches on an animal. So I added a little bit more up there on that guy. I also have more plans for this one, which I will get to in a little bit here. The next one I worked on was Mill Hill. So this is a Mill Hill Snowbells. This is a whole series of them. This is the only one I have at the moment, but once I'm done with this one, I'll move on to some of the others. This one is Jingle, and this is actually what I brought with me on our trip because I find that the perforated paper is really easy to work on when traveling. It's got nice big holes, and it also does not require a Q-snap or a hoop of any kind. You can just very easily stitch it in hand. So he's the one that I brought with me. I did, let's see if I can find a nice way to show this. Here we go. So I did 30 stitches on this one for white thread, and then I did 1,000 stitches in order to complete the year-long extra credit assignment of the 7 times that Voldemort tried to kill Harry. And the way I'm making this snowman work is that in the very last book, spoiler alert ahead in case you haven't read the last book or seen the last movie, even though it's been out 4 years now, it's Christmas Eve, and Harry and Hermione end up going to Godric's Hollow to visit Harry's parents' graves. And when they're there, they end up running across Bathilda Bagshot, or who they think is Bathilda Bagshot, but ends up actually being Nagini, who is there to set a trap and help Voldemort catch Harry. So, one of the failed times that Voldemort had tried to kill him and just did not succeed. He ended up missing him just barely. So, that is how far I got. And I don't like stitching on a snowman this time of year. When we were gone in Texas, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and it was amazing in clear blue skies. And my sister FaceTimed me from here in Michigan where they got 6 inches of snow. Pretty happy I was gone. Ready to be done with winter. But he's a nice travel project, so he got to come with me. He will probably now be going away for a while because I am done with winter. And then the final one that I've got for the homework you have not yet seen is my Waves Galore piece by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, which I will insert a picture here of where it was last time. And I gotta finish! This one was a nail biter to see if I even had enough stitches left. I did the 500 stitches for the Friends versus Friends assignment. This was a piece that was calling to me because warm and sunny and amazing. And as I was going, I didn't know if I'd have enough left. I didn't know if I'd have the full 500 to finish. Turns out I had 505 stitches before it was done. So it was pretty perfect. I've got this partially FFO'd. I've got it mounted. I still need to finish FFOing this though. But that is how it's turned out. I love this one so much. That fabric actually worked out a lot better than I initially thought it would. I thought that I had dyed the yellow fabric a little too dark and that you wouldn't be able to see like where it says shore or this little sun or what I'm calling a pineapple. I thought I was being all clever with myself. This inner part is charted in white and I was like, but pineapples aren't white. Why would you do that? So I switched to yellow. And then as I was about halfway through, it dawned on me that this is probably sunscreen, a bottle of sunscreen, and not a pineapple. But I wasn't going to rip it out and change it back to white. So I'm calling him my wonky pineapple sunscreen thing. I'm going with it. Too late now. And that is what I've done for homework these past 2 weeks. As far as my plans go, so this week we have got 2 different things that we have to do. The first one is that us students have upset the Whomping Willow. And as such, we have to do 300 stitches on either tree, vines, grass, or a shrub. So for this one, I will be working on my hedgehogs. I've got all this greenery down in the bottom that I've still got to complete. So I will be working on that. Yeah, there should definitely be 300 stitches here that I can do in that greenery for it to count. So I will be working on this. We also apparently, somebody spilled the secret about the secret room. And by that, I'm assuming they're talking the Shrieking Shack. Not entirely positive. But somebody did not keep the secret of the secret room. So for this, we have to work on a building. And this is where I will be getting back out my Pumpkinville sale, since this April block is a diner. So I've still got part of the building up here I need to complete. I've still got a bottom part here and this whole side. So, well, not the whole side, there's like a jukebox that takes up part of that. But as far as the building itself goes, I should still have plenty to complete 300 stitches in that, hopefully. So I will be working on that this week. Something else that is coming up is Stitch Maynia. So for those of you who don't know, Stitch Maynia is a group on Facebook that was started for an event in the month of May. It was started back in 2015, and the way that it ran is that for the year 2015, people did 15 new starts in the month of May. And then each year that has gone on since, they've added an extra start for that year. So this year is 2019, so there are many people who are doing 19 new starts. Maynia is something that can be made completely your own. So you can do a new start a week, you can do no new starts, you can do Monogamania where you only work on one specific project. You really just make it work with whatever it is that you want to do. Now, last year was my first year participating in Maynia, and I did Monogamania. So this is what I had worked on. This is Nora Corbett's Electra, and this was the only thing that I worked on in the month of May last year. This was my Monogamania piece, and I have gotten her finished, as you can see, all the beautiful beading there. I really like how the moon turned out. that texture on there. It's amazing. So this year, I am once again planning on doing Monogamania, but it's going to be kind of variation on it because I do still plan on doing my homework assignments for the School of Magical Stitches and Literature. Pretty much the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to complete my assignments as normal with whatever I have that works for it. I'm not going to do it where I'm going to force myself to do penalty stitches if the one that I choose to do doesn't fit. I'm not going to bother with that. So assignments like normal, but then any extra time that I have to stitch after I complete my homework will be used for only the one piece. And that one piece that I'm doing will be my Riolis Hedgehogs because this is my oldest whip. I want it finished. I want to be able to hang it up and enjoy it. So my hope is that between assignments that I can make this work for and the extra stitching time that I have for Monogamania, I will be dedicating to my Riolis Hedgehogs. Now, if I happen to finish this, I will, move on to another project, which I guess wouldn't make it a true Monogamania if I finish this and then go on to a different one, because that second one will be a second project instead of a first project. But whatever. So if by some miracle I get this finished, I will probably work on my giant Harry Potter as my singular extra piece until the month is done. And that's really what I've got for plans this week. So yeah, moving on to the giveaway here. This week, what I have is my Heart in Hand reindeer sampler. And yeah, this is one that I had found at the thrift store. There's no markings in there. It is good as new. If you are interested in this, I would love for it to leave Kalamazoo, Michigan. It is finally 70 degrees outside, and I want it to stay. I want the snow to be done. So hopefully by getting rid of some reindeer, it will stay nice here. Sounds silly, but I'm going with it. If you would like to win this chart, please comment below with what your Maynia plans are, if you have any. If you don't have any Maynia plans, then just tell me you don't have any plans for Maynia this year. Same rules apply as always. Please be 18, that way I can get your address and it's okay. Please be a subscriber and do not use the word giveaway. We want someone who actually cross stitches to win this chart and not just some random person in the world searching for the word giveaway. And that is all I have for you today. So, until I see you guys next time, keep it magical. Bye.